a case of a missing person on a Monday. And thank you to everybody watching on live on TikTok. Thank you for the watchers on YouTube and everybody who listens on Spotify, Amazon, Apple, all of that. We appreciate you. And I am Bree, and I will turn it over to my co-host, Ashley. Take it away.
Hi, everybody. So tonight's case is on Kyron Horman from Portland, Oregon. He was born to Kyron Horman and Desiree Young on September 9th, 2002. And he was 7 years old. The last time he was seen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the last day he was seen was June 4th of 2010 with his stepmother, Terry Horman, at his school, Skyline Elementary School. He was described as pale-skinned with brown hair, a low cut, with blue eyes, a slim build around 50 pounds, and 4 feet tall. Last seen wearing a black t-shirt with CSI printed on it, black cargo pants, white socks, and black Skechers with orange trim, and wire-framed glasses that were very noticeable. Kyron was described as a shy, gentle, and intelligent little boy who loved science, animals, and learning, with a sweet and caring personality that made him easy for everyone around him to love. I'm going to give out information if anybody on here or stops in here has any information on the case. You can email any tips to tips@mcso.us, or you could call the Multnomah County Sheriff's. I'm definitely butchering that. Sheriff's Office tip line at 503-988-0560, or you could call the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children hotline at 1-800-843-5678. There's also reportedly still a $50,000 reward for information leading to answers on this case. And this is one of the largest investigations in history with no arrest made.
Correct. So do you want me to continue?
Yeah.
Okay. So like Ashley said, this happened on June 4th, 2010. Did you say that?
Yes.
Okay. So that makes this 16 years ago, obviously. So 16 years have gone by and nobody has heard from Kyron, or no answers have been found. Just nothing. Just everything's just at a standstill. Also, like Ashley had said, last time Kyron was seen was with his stepmother, Terry Horman, who did drop him off to his school. Supposedly there was a science fair that day, and he had a project in the science fair. So Terry dropped him off, took a picture of him next to his project, and she claims that she saw him walking towards his class, so that is when she left. Obviously, Kyron never made it to class. So Terry and Kyron's dad, whose name is Kane, claimed that the school never contacted them to say that Kyron was not in school that day. So although Terry saw him walking to class, there is no evidence he never made it. He was never in school that day, besides the science fair in the morning. So the big question is, where did he go after the science fair? Which obviously makes Terry a suspect, but it gets worse. So Kyron usually gets off the bus around 3:30 p.m. 3:46, he is not to be seen, and that is when Terry, the stepmom, calls 911 to report him missing. Now, I personally thought that was a little weird. 16 minutes and you're freaking out calling 911. I get it, you're worried about your kid, but I think for you to call 911 that quick, I don't know, that's a little sus. That's just me personally. I feel like you could have gave it some more time. I don't know. But then there's like, oh, well, maybe she's a good mom because she didn't play around and she called 911 right away. But I don't know. We'll have opinions about that later because Terry has a lot to unpack. So
You got a lot going on.
Terry has a lot going on. So several hours later, around 7 p.m., is when parents from Kyron's school supposedly get a notification letting them know that Kyron never came home. So, like, I guess, like, if you're a parent and have a kid in school, I guess maybe there's an app or an email or whatever where you get information. So that's basically what they got. I mean, I guess an email or something back then in 2010 where letting them know, hey, there's a kid from your child's school that never made it home. And that was at 7. So he was reported missing at 3:46, and this is 7 p.m. It wasn't until 8 p.m. that day. Huh?
I said that is so scary. Sorry.
No, yeah, it is. I just think it's weird. Maybe I'm weird, but do you think that's weird that she called 16 minutes after?
Yeah.
Because it's like, dang, that's good. Like, you care about your kids, so let me call right away. But then it's like,
Well, yeah, because a bus could be
suspicious.
late.
Yeah. I don't know.
A bus could be late, or they never got on the bus at school. So, I mean, you could have waited a little bit at the same time. I don't know, because I'm a bug, so I would be right on the phone.
Right. That's what it's like half and half. Yeah. Because part of me gets it, and the other part's like, you didn't really try to look for him. I don't know. But, like, can I judge that? Because I don't know. You're also being a good parent in a way for calling 911. I guess you're worried. But
Right.
Anyway, it was stated that Terry was very proactive on Facebook to spread the word of Kyron's disappearance. This is interesting. This also caught the eyes of a UK-based organization, caught word of this case, and they set up a whole hotline. They set up a whole webpage dedicated to Kyron, and that's not even in our country. That's in UK. So that's just a little fun fact. But
that's actually nice.
That is very nice. Yeah. And also just random fun fact is Kyron's school was surrounded by thousands of acres of thick forest. So that's not comfy when
at all
you're missing a child. So also, just a little backstory. So we're talking a lot about Terry, his stepmother, but Kyron obviously had a birth mother. And if you're wondering where she's at, she is in the picture, but not as much as Terry because she apparently was suffering from kidney failure and had to go out of the country, specifically to Canada, to get health care or to get something for her issue. So Kyron did go to the custody of his dad, Kane, and Kane was married to Terry, so Terry is basically his mom for the time being. Like, Terry's mostly in his life. So that's just a little backstory. But just to continue, a mountain crew from Portland, Oregon was brought in to search along with over 1,300 volunteers from Oregon, Washington, and California. So that's a lot of searchers.
Yeah.
It was also stated that 30 billboards were put up in the area promoting, Kyron's disappearance, just like, hey, have you seen Kyron? Any information, all of that. So they were trying to get answers, obviously. But you see cases where some people don't really care, it's swept under the rug. A 7-year-old boy missing just vanishes out of nowhere. It's good to know at least his city and surrounding area cared enough to try to put, effort into searching for him, which is a shame that 16 years later, we have nothing. But let me continue, because like I said, there's a lot to unpack with Terry. I think a lot of people are going to have crazy opinions. So eventually, the case turns into a criminal investigation. obviously we're pointing at Terry here. Police had questioned people at Kyron's school, and someone had claimed to have seen an adult in Cherry's truck that morning, the day that Kyron went missing. So we don't know who that adult is, and that plays a part because it's like, who is that? It was supposed to just be Terry and Kyron. So who is this random person that's in the truck that a witness had seen? And that's not for sure. That's just somebody had told police that. We don't know that for sure, but if it's true, who's that person in the truck? Also, just to let people know, Terry and Kane's marriage was very strained. They did not have a good marriage. It was very wobbly. And on June 26th, so this happened on June 4th. So June 26th of that month, we're still missing Kyron. Everybody's still searching, all that. June 26th, 2 911 calls were made by Terry. One of the calls was being related to a threat that she claims that Kane threatened her. The second call was about child custody. Don't know what happened there, but that's on file, that's factual, so just wanted to share that. Just promoting that, hey, their marriage wasn't the best, so there's that. So bad that Kane files an emergency restraining order from Terry, and he files for divorce the same day. So the restraining order is granted, and Kane, just also fun fact, Kane and Terry also had a daughter together, who at the time of Kyron's disappearance was, I think, like 18 months old. So she was little, but
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, so Kane gets the daughter, and Terry, I guess, moves out or whatever. So it is also later revealed that an old classmate of Kane's had an affair with Terry. So that's also not good.
Michael.
Yes. So
Good
bad
old
marriage. Yes. Then yep. Michael something. Do you know the last name?
Oh, 1 second. I have it in here.
This Michael dude was never a suspect anyway, but just if you want to know his name.
It was like
Michael something.
Michael Clonk.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I forget.
Damn. Michael Cook.
Also fun. Michael Cook?
Mm.
Okay. Also, fun fact, Terry was married 3 times, so marriage is not her thing, respectfully. And this is just another one. Third one was not the charm for her. At all. Yeah, this was not her thing, so. This is just also interesting, too. So investigators later speak to a landscaper that worked for Terry and Kane, and the landscaper reveals that Terry offered him a large amount of money to kill Kane. I don't know why, as a landscaper, you wouldn't report her immediately.
Right.
But, okay, that takes a turn, because if that's true, you want your husband dead, so why wouldn't you want your stepkid?
Right. Wasn't it said, though, that the husband didn't even know about the landscaper?
That I do not know, but you could be right.
In the podcast, they said that Kane didn't even know they had a landscaper.
Which is crazy. So are you having another affair?
Right.
Or, I don't know, why do you need landscaping if you're...
she's out there cutting the grass, though?
Huh?
I said, I guess he thought she was out there cutting the grass?
I have no idea. I don't know. Also, police got a hold of Terry's emails, and there are emails that she has sent to Kane clearly stating that she believes Kyron is the reason for their marital problems. So that's also not good. You're blaming this child who is missing on your shitty marriage.
But also, during the investigation, she was still emailing and having communications with Michael Cook. Sorry. And they were exchanging flirtatious and sexually explicit messages while Kyron was still missing. And it wasn't.
So clearly,
It
Kyron wasn't
said
priority.
if it was known if Michael knew about the case or helped Terry in any way. That's what authorities did review the phone records, text, emails, and online activity extensively, but there was no suspicious around the messages and relationships.
So Kyron was nowhere. Like, that was not her priority at all. Her priority was Michael.
Yeah.
Also, not a good look for Terry. But no. But somebody else comes into frame. Somebody who is a close friend to Terry by the name of Dee Dee Spiker, I believe is how you say it. So in July 2010, Multnomah County, I'm sorry if I butchered that, but the county that Kyron is from, grand jury subpoenaed several friends of Terry, including Dee Dee, who was close to Terry and is described as giving unhelpful advice that did not benefit Kyron. Dee Dee was very cooperative with police, letting the police search her home. And, sorry, one second. So yeah, Dee Dee just let the police search her home and I guess question her and all that. But the day of Kyron's disappearance, it is claimed that Dee Dee was not at work. She was unaccounted for 3 hours. Dee Dee was a gardener, and I guess other people she worked with at the home she was supposed to be gardening claimed that they did not see her for 3 hours, but Dee Dee, of course, is like, no, I was on the property. You just didn't see me or whatever.
Right.
She also helped Terry buy an untraceable cell phone after her and Terry split. So why do you need an untraceable cell phone? I don't know. That's just a fun fact. But anyway, long story short, Dee Dee was ultimately let go. There wasn't enough evidence on her.
But I don't know if you remember, she was questioned, and she was questioned 144 questions, and she pleaded the fifth to every question.
You are correct. I forgot about that. 144 questions, and you're pleading the fifth on all 144. That's not a good look either.
Right.
So I'm trying to see where to continue here. If I want to continue with this part, or if I want to continue.
She would have been like right then and there, pleading the fifth. Did we bring up?
Yeah.
Did we talk about how Terry failed 2 polygraph tests?
No. I could go into that if you'd like, or do you want to?
Go ahead, you can.
Oh, so that was revealed on the Dr. Phil show. So in 2016, so this is 6 years after Kyron. This is 6 years that Kyron has been missing. Terry goes on the Dr. Phil show. It is revealed that she failed 2 polygraph tests, and she probably would have failed a third, but she walked out of the third. Mm-hmm. Also not a good look. When Dr. Phil asked her why she failed the test, she says that the first failed test was due to a hearing issue, and the second one was because they asked her a specific question. I don't know how to word this to you guys, but she basically said that...
Go ahead.
No, you're good.
So they asked her if he was with her that day, or asked her something like, was he with you? And she said, yeah, he was with me. But I feel like the question probably was he with you when you left? And that's why she did it. Because it wasn't what the questions were.
Yeah. So she claims basically that the question wasn't right, I guess.
Yeah.
And it made her look like she failed or something. Whatever, but you failed the first one.
Right. And you walked out of a third one?
Right. Why did you walk out of the third one?
Like,
why are they giving this girl so many polygraphs? Like, damn. 3 marriages and 3 polygraphs. So, long story short, Terry says that the police told her to lie. She said that the first time the police were called, that they told her to lie to media, and that's why she claims that she was lying. Of course, anybody's going to say that. She believes a landscaper was also pressured into lying, and was pressured into giving the police what they wanted. Also, Terry number 4, Terry got remarried in 2018 and has not spoken about Kyron's disappearance publicly since.
Mm-hmm.
But as we end this here, or as we get close to the end, she states that morning at a 7-Eleven, which was on Highway 30, I guess, and where they live, she claims to have seen a suspicious man pacing back and forth next to a white Ford pickup. I guess he was acting so odd that she claims one of the employees had went up to him and addressed him and claimed that he was pacing for about an hour. So Terry thinks that this man could have something to do with Kyron's disappearance.
Did you say that somebody saw something in her car?
Yes, I said that earlier. Yeah, one of the parents or somebody at the school saw an adult in her truck. Yeah. We don't know who that adult is to this day.
No. Probably
but
Dee-Dee.
That is all. Huh?
Probably Dee-Dee or Michael.
Mm-hmm. Right. So that is all the information I have. So
I know it said that Kyron's mom still voices and speaks at things still to this day on cases like this and for him to bring justice. So Desiree did not give up.
And Desiree is the biological mom of Kyron.
Yes.
Which I wouldn't either if I was a mom.
No.
It's hard with these cases because I know it's terrible to say, but I would feel like at some point you're hoping for a body, at least just to get closure.
Right.
And they don't have anything, and it's been 16 years. Right. And Kyron would be, 23 today?
Yes.
So, yeah, 7 years old, he disappeared, and he would be 23 today. Nobody knows where Kyron is. There's no new evidence. I don't even believe they're still investigating. They might be. I could be wrong. I mean, I don't know, but it seems like there's not, at least from what I tried to research.
Right.
But yeah, and that's a shame. I feel like we talked a lot about Terry, but Terry was very much involved in this. So there's a lot to say about her. But
Terry and Dee-Dee didn't.
Yeah, I think definitely Terry. Yeah, definitely Terry.
Because why you plead in the
in my opinion.
I mean, the 25th. Yeah. Why you plead in the 5th? 144 questions.
Yeah.
Why you plead in the 5th on one question?
Why didn't they polygraph Dee-Dee? Or maybe they did and we just don't know.
I don't know.
But they let her go, so I don't know. I'm not saying she's innocent. I'm just saying, like, if they did give her a polygraph.
Out here living her life on the streets, married.
With your 4th husband for no reason.
4th husband.
Just that's crazy.
Out here popping it, locking it, and thotting it.
Yeah, so I don't know. If this reaches anybody that might know something, please contact the number that Ashley gave in the beginning of this. And in the YouTube playback, we'll have all that and we'll have all the information. But yeah, I don't know. Where is Kyron?
Right.
And how do you vanish from a school?
Hold on. Actually, when you look up Kyron's case on Google, it comes out that he was mentioned a couple times in the Epstein files. So
I forgot.
Did they sell him to Epstein?
I forgot about that.
Or somebody involving him?
That throws a whole other curveball in the situation. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that. Being mentioned in the Epstein files, that's also not a very good thing. So, I don't know. That's crazy, but hopefully everybody liked this episode. I mean, it's unfortunate, but you know what I mean. Hopefully some answers come up sooner than later. Whether it's unfortunately a body or, I mean, obviously we hope for something good. Like I said, he would be 23 today, so hopefully he's still alive somewhere.
If you
And
don't believe
okay.
us about the Epstein thing, actually look it up because it's real. Real life.
No, that is true. Yeah, that's not a lie. Yeah.
Because I was like, what
So,
the actual hell?
yeah. That's a whole curveball, because why are you mentioned in there?
Right.
That's a whole other situation. So, yeah. I guess I'll cut the audio off here and we can talk to our TikTok people.
Okay. Remember, guys, don't be sad bitches. Be bad bitches.
Hey. Thank you. Thanks for listening and for watching.
Till next time.
Till next time. Okay.